Hitting that intro in a three, a two, a one.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Round by Show, where we bring you off football all the time. And today we got an exciting one for you guys. Sauce, what do we got?
So we have an interesting one indeed, because I am very interested to hear your opinions on this. So, how do you guys feel about retired numbers and then the process of potentially asking legends for access to be able to use or permission to be able to utilize those numbers and stuff? So, with all that being said, part of the reason why this came up is because of the fact that, ooh, my camera is a little bit jumpy right now, huh?
A little bit,
It's
not
all right.
terrible.
It's all right. So part of the reason why this came up is because recently two of the top draft picks, actually literally one and two, right? No, one and three.
1-3.
So one and three both kind of requested, but also kind of didn't to use a retired number.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one that I would like to talk about would be Cam Ward. So Cam Ward, because he didn't really even, honestly, he didn't ask to wear the number one, which is retired by Warren Moon. He didn't necessarily ask, but he just said it was a very nonchalant thing. It was like I mean, if he lets me, that'd be cool, but I don't mind wearing a different number.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's my favorite mindset about it, because it's like yeah, sure. I mean, I could do that, but I also have this other one waiting in the wings. And to be honest, because my favorite number is seven, I'm a little upset, because I'm like, man, he had the prime opportunity to be able to wear seven, and
Yeah.
I would have loved that. So, Jose, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence about it. Because there's some quarterbacks, or not even just quarterbacks. There's players in college that rocked whatever number they rocked, and
Mm-hmm.
then they want to rock that same number in NFL. I get it. Like you want to stick to your number.
Right.
So I get why if you're number one, you want to be number one in NFL. But at the same time, I kind of don't like it because it's retired for a reason, right?
Correct.
Like I know we haven't talked about it yet, but Lawrence Taylor, he didn't allow Abdul or I'm sorry, what's his name?
Yeah.
Abdul Carter?
Yeah. Abdul
Abdul
Carter.
Carter, his number 56, saying you need to go find your own number. 56 is already retired. Go make your own legacy. Like I, I,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that statement as well. It kind of just depends on the player, I guess, like who it is and how they're feeling, right? Like I don't know, I'm kind of just on the fence about it.
Yeah. No, I get that, and I can see both sides to it. I do think it's interesting whenever other players like try to buy out on that. Have you ever heard of that?
Like just pay them a lump sum, or what
Yeah,
do you mean?
yeah. Pay somebody to take their number.
I feel like I hear more about that, not necessarily through retired numbers. Let's just say there's already a player.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say when someone gets traded or drafted or whatever, and Russell Wilson, whatever, for example, is wearing number whatever 7, and then X player is saying, "Hey, I'll give you whatever $2 million if you let me have your jersey number." I more so
Right.
hear it with non-retired jersey numbers.
Yeah. No, for sure. Give me just a second. I'm gonna turn off my camera real quick and then turn it back on. I don't think it fixed it. It's okay. We'll just keep rolling. Yeah. No, I can agree with that. I think that my biggest thing is just that um man, I don't know, because like I'm on the fence about it, to be honest. I personally, if it was me, I wouldn't be asking, because I would want to create my own legacy with my own number. Because at the end of the
Yeah,
day, because then at the end of the day, so say Cam Ward, does amazing and does greater things than Warren Moon did and everything. Uh, so what's going to happen then? Because I mean, you're not going to necessarily retire that number under
yeah.
Cam Ward. It'd be
You know,
almost
it's
kind of a
funny.
slap in the face.
It's funny that you say that. I mean, not football related, but sports related. So, for example, I don't know what number it is. I think it's number 15. I could be wrong. Comment down below. Uh, Carmelo Anthony with the
Yeah.
Denver Nuggets, as well as no Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
So they wear the same number. So a lot of people are saying whose number should they retire? Should they retire Carmelo Anthony's number or Jokic's number? Granted,
Neither.
Jokic has freaking won a championship and he's won I think two MVPs.
Mm-hmm. I think
So
it's either one or two.
yeah, I think it's two MVPs on the brink of three maybe. But I don't know. It's the same situation, so it's kind of just like an awkward situation because you don't want to disrespect one legend, and
Correct.
then you also don't want to like not show appreciation to the newcomer who put emphasis on that number as well.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. It's definitely a sticky situation. So, like I said, regardless of how I feel, like even though like seven would be my favorite number and everything, I would still, if that was taken, I would take a different number. I would find a different reasoning, because most everybody that you can always find a reason for a different number. Like you can find any kind of reasoning, like oh I'll take this number because it's my birthday minus my favorite food or something like that. You know, like you can always
Yeah.
find a different number to kind of represent yourself and everything. But man, I will say this: I actually low key kind of wish that they would just unretire all numbers, unretire all of them.
Why is that?
Well, for one, it kind of so you gotta say you got a legend, right? All of a sudden you
Hmm.
got another legend, and then another legend, and another legend. At this point, like if you're if you're retiring all these numbers, there's only so many two-digit numbers and single-digit numbers that you can have for a 50-something man roster. You know?
Well, I agree, but at the same time too, like at least in the NFL, I know Shadur Sanders just got his jersey retired back in Colorado, but that's another topic.
Do you
But
think he
like for
deserved that?
example, I do not, but
I do not either.
that's a discussion for another day. But like for example, like Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski, those are two players I feel like definitely should have their numbers retired over in New England. Their numbers are not retired. So you got to be a damn good freaking player to get your shit retired.
I would
So
say Hall of Famer at the very least.
right, which I can agree with, but that's what I'm saying though. So I don't feel like a lot of franchises don't have Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer to be able to retire those numbers like consistently.
Yeah, no, I agree. But like I said, I think that my main reasoning is just from like the whole the scarcity of availability. Because
Right.
if you're so if you literally only have a pool of, we'll say most quarterbacks, they only have a pool of about 15 numbers, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you got five or six of those bad boys retired, then that means that somebody either got to not make it out of camp or something's going to have to happen. I guess
Yeah.
my whole thing is mostly just scarcity, but we haven't seen that yet in the NFL.
Yeah.
Um, so it might not even be a thing. But at the same time, like I said, I think it also kind of has to do with like, because your favorite number is what, like 12, probably?
Yeah, it's got to be 12.
Yeah. So my favorite number is just seven, just because it's a lucky number. Uh,
Yeah.
Now that could always change, based off of different things. Now, granted, I don't think it will change because has your favorite color ever changed?
Yes, my favorite color actually used to be green, and then as I
Me
got
too.
older, really.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Well,
What
then I
kind? What
guess I
type
be
of green? Like
just like not necessarily like any specific type,
like
just like
Spotify
green.
green?
I wouldn't say not that bright. Maybe like grass green, like
Okay.
not
Yeah.
too
Yeah. Yeah.
dark but not too light.
Yep.
And
Same.
then I became a bigger Texas fan over time, and then burnt orange kind of just started becoming my favorite color. So it's been that way for at least 15
So
years.
you're a fan of burnt orange? That's your favorite color?
That's my favorite color,
You know what my favorite color is?
powder blue.
That's right. That's right. It actually, so it used to be green, just like yours, and then it actually turned to it was navy blue for a while, and then probably within the last 4 or 5 years, honestly, it's actually slowly migrated to being baby blue,
Mm-hmm.
which is super weird for me because like obviously the Titans are two tone blue, so That's like the biggest thing for me. Isn't it weird that we are both of us have allowed sports and football in general to dictate what our favorite colors and numbers are?
Yes and no.
It's like that meme. Guys pick teams to at like what 7 years old, and then they let that heartbreak follow them for the
Dictate
rest.
dictate their mood or whatever. I know what you're talking
Literally.
about.
Yep. Every Sunday, man, I always get let down by the
Rooskies.
Titans.
Ah,
Ripperoosies. But yeah, no, I do think it's an interesting situation. And that, what an interesting discussion. Interesting discussion indeed.
hmm
But like I said, I do think it's hilarious that because just the fact that Lord Taylor's like, no, make
Yeah,
your own
I feel
legacy.
like he could have definitely said it in a nicer way. He was, in my opinion, he was kind of
No,
a
I
dick
agree.
about it. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're all grown, right?
Yeah, no,
Kind of.
I think that's hilarious. But like I said, I think I would have had more issue with the way that Cam Ward went about it if he was like, I want number one, give me number one. But he was
Yeah,
just like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
yeah.
I like that mentality because, well, and here's the funny thing too. This was a point that I meant to make a while back. So the interesting thing that I kind of didn't like is the fact that Warren Moon came out and he said, whenever I wore that number, I was a Houston Oiler.
Yeah.
Um, but now he said, but now when Cam Ward is a Tennessee Titan,
hmm
so almost kind of breaking that up, even though the legacies and the history is still one.
Yeah.
But he also dropped a nugget of information, which is that. So, did you know that the Titans are opening up a new stadium in 2027?
Yes. I didn't know when, but I know they are building a new one.
Correct. So, and I'm really hoping to be able to go by and at least see some of the design of it whenever we go to Nashville.
hmm
But so with that, a lot of people were speculating on because they have in their current stadium and in their current offices and everything, they have a whole bunch of Oilers branding and
hmm
stuff. So a lot of people were thinking maybe they were going to rebrand and go back to the Oilers.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But when what Warren Moon said was that they probably aren't. In
hmm
fact, part of the reason why he was okay with passing on that number one is because apparently the Titans are no longer ever going to wear the Oilers jerseys again.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but what he did say is that within the next year or so, there are new jerseys coming out.
hmm
So they're going to redesign the Titans jerseys.
Hell yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of jerseys and the aesthetics, and that's one of the biggest things that kind of drew me into the Titans and stuff. So I'm excited to see what they do because apparently it's going to be very I wouldn't say Oilers centric, but it's going to be a huge nod to the Oilers. And
Yeah.
those Oilers jerseys are so clean looking. Like God, they're so good.
Hell yeah. My guys over there throbbing.
Oh, dude, I am so Randy right now. I'm so Randy right now. But yeah, so but I will be more than likely picking up a because I don't know if you knew, but the Titans in so they used to primarily wear the dark blue jerseys.
hmm
Now their home jerseys this year are going to be the light blue ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm planning on getting one of those a Cam Ward jersey. That way I can wear it to Nashville whenever I go visit, and be repping my team.
Sounds phenomenal.
Absolutely. Jose, do you have anything else for our lovely viewers based off of our discussion?
Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. That's all I got.
You know what? I'm not going to do the normal plugs. Check out firstroundbuy.com for all your First Round Buy merch needs. Check us out on all those platforms. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.